Hey guys, welcome to the new video. You guys know that I've learned 7 languages in my adult life. I've tried almost everything. Apps, classes, grammar books, exchange partners, shadowing, YouTube, podcast, you name it. And honestly, I've also wasted time on some of them. Not because the methods were bad, but because I didn't understand what they were actually training and what they were not. So today I'm rating 10 common ways to learn a language. I hope this video helps you understand which method suits you best. Let's get started. Language learning apps. I mean the ones with prepared lessons and straight, not tool-based apps. I would give them a 4 out of 10. They are great for building a habit and getting familiar with a new language. They gamify repetition so you don't feel like you are studying. But if you look at how they work, most of them train recognition, not recall. You are choosing from options. You are often learning the game patterns while picking up some vocabulary. You are not really learning to use the language. If your goal is speaking, you need spontaneous retrieval in different contexts. That's rarely trained in apps. So for me, apps are warm-up tools, not fluency builders. Traditional classes, I would give them a 6 of 10. I've taken traditional classes too, and I understand why people like them. The structure is reassuring. There's a syllabus, homework, exams. It feels organized and serious. But the pace is designed for groups, not for you. If you learn faster, you are waiting. If you learn slower, you are stressed. And speaking type per student is usually very limited. I've had classes where I understood the grammar and passed the test, but when I had to speak, I still felt blocked. You end up learning about the language more than actually using it. So classes can provide structure and scaffolding. They are not useless. But if you rely on them alone, progress feels slow because structurally it is like this. Shadowing, I will give it 10 out of 10. This is one of the best powerful techniques I've used across different languages. When I studied shadowing seriously, I felt the difference quickly. You are not just listening, you are practicing speaking at the same time. You train rhythm, pronunciation, and processing speed all at once. Cognitively, you are activating the phonological loop, training your brain and mouth to work together. But most people try it once and stop. The real power comes from consistency and accumulation. Because the more you practice this exercise, the more you begin to notice listening and speaking patterns, which gradually prepares you for real speaking. Flashcards, I would give them a 6 of 10. I still use flashcards every day, but only for review. They are one of the most misunderstood tools in language learning. Some people love them because they feel productive, but you see progress, you check things off, you know more words, but others hate them because they feel mechanical and endless. You review hundreds of cards and still can't speak smoothly. That frustration, I know this word, but I can't use it. It's real. That's because flashcards are memory consolidation tools. If you memorize isolated words without context or output, they stay passive. So I only use flashcards to review language I've already seen in real context, like podcasts, conversations, journaling, speaking. Used that way, they are powerful. Learning with YouTube, 8 of 10. I generally think YouTube is one of the best resources we have today. It's flexible, it's free, and you get real voices, real rhythm, real culture, not textbook language. I've used YouTube a lot in my own learning, but there's a big difference between watching and studying. If you passively consume videos, you might understand more over time, but your progress will be slow and vague. The shift happens when you start treating YouTube as material, not content. If you extract useful chunks, repeat phrases, shadow short segments, and consciously reuse expressions in your own speaking and writing, it becomes extremely powerful. So the tool itself is strong, but the structure you apply to it determines the outcome. Grammar books, 5 of 10. Grammar books help you understand the rules. That part is useful. But the illusion is thinking, if I know the grammar, I can speak. That's not how it works. Understanding a rule and using it naturally in conversation are two different things. In real life, you don't have time to mentally apply grammar formulas. So I wouldn't study grammar on purpose as my main resource. The better way to use a grammar book is as a support tool. When you encounter a structure you don't understand, you check it, clarify it, maybe practice a bit, and then go back to real usage. And nowadays we can do it with AI, and grammar should support your learning, not replace it. Language exchange apps. 6, 7 out of 10. Speaking to real people is important. It forces output. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. And yes, it builds confidence. But the effectiveness depends heavily on the partner and luck. Sometimes there's no correction. Sometimes the conversation is random. And sometimes you just repeat the same small talk every week. That's why preparation makes a huge difference. If you prepare topics, useful phrases, or specific structures you want to practice, the session becomes much more focused and productive. And if you have the budget, I honestly recommend working with a native tutor. Unstructured output is better than nothing. Journaling, 8 out of 10. This one is underrated. Writing is another way of output. You are building sentences yourself based on your stories, your feelings. It helps you organize your thoughts in a language. It builds flexibility. It shows you where your gaps actually are. But without feedback, mistakes can fossilize. You might repeat the same errors without realizing it. The ideal loop is simple. Write, get corrected. We can use AI ChatGPT now. Rewrite, speak it aloud. That's when journaling really becomes a fluency tool, not just a writing exercise. Listening to podcasts, 8 out of 10. Podcasts are excellent for immersion and exposure. I use them a lot myself. They help you get used to real accent and natural rhythm. They train listening endurance and processing speed. But if it becomes background noise while you are doing 10 other things, your brain stops actively decoding. You are hearing the language but not really processing it. The shift happens with intention. Repetition, short focus segments, and occasional shadowing can turn passive listening into active training. That's when podcasts start to really move your level forward. Movies and TV series, 6, 7 out of 10. They are good. They are motivating, and that matters. They expose you to natural language, real emotions, and cultural context in a way textbooks never can. I've learned a lot just from being curious about how characters actually speak. But if you just watch passively, even in subtitles of your own language is mostly entertainment, you might understand more over time, but your speaking won't automatically improve. The power comes from repetition and imitation. Actually, it's like other exercises I mentioned before. Did you notice something? Every method I just rated train one part of your brain. None of them train the whole system. And this is where most learners get stuck. I used to think the question was which method is best. Now I think the better question is what cognitive system is this method training for? Because fluency isn't one skill. It requires clear inputs, active recall, real speaking practice, honest feedback, and a personal connection to the language in one system. And honestly, I didn't become multilingual because I found better resources, better methods, or some hidden hacks. I learned languages more effectively when I started thinking about language learning in a structured way. That's what changed everything. And that's exactly what I explained in my free PDF, How I Learned 7 Languages, the structure behind it. It's a structural blueprint behind my journey. You will discover that language learning isn't just about methods. It's more about having the right mindset and a clear system. If this resonates with you, the link is below. Because again, the real question isn't which method works. It's how you build a system that activates different skills and makes them work together. And now I'm curious, which method are you relying on the most right now? Alright guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so. See you in the next one. Bye!